It was a question you probably answered more than once today. Did you feel the earthquake? Well, the earth lurched beneath the feet from people all the way from Lincoln, Montana to Spokane, even into Canada in the early hours of the morning. The 5.8 magnitude quake started just after 12:30 and with an epicenter 5.5 miles southeast of Lincoln. Many didn't even realize what they were experiencing was indeed an earthquake.
Felt my room shake a little bit, and I got really concerned because I haven't felt an earthquake in a really long time. And then my fan almost fell over, and then my dad rushed into my room and was like, "Did you feel that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "That's an earthquake. We need to get out of here right now."
Well, no one was hurt in the quake, but shock waves were still felt hours later in parts of western Montana. That tremor, the strongest to hit western Montana in years, slightly stronger than the 5.6 magnitude quake that hit nearby in July of 2005. So today we wondered, what fault lines are running under Spokane? KXLY4's Kyle Simchuk talked to seismologists in Cheney. And Kyle, they say that we are at a little risk for an earthquake here, but they can still happen.
Yeah, absolutely, Nadine. Well, unlike western Washington and California, earthquakes in the inland northwest are very rare, but they do happen, and there are faults running under the city of Spokane.
It only lasted a few seconds, but last night's earthquake created quite the buzz here in Spokane. For those who felt it, a tiny thrill. And if you're a seismologist, today was like Christmas morning.
Oh, I love earthquakes. I mean, I know it's terrible, and this is a wonderful earthquake because it's kind of guilt-free. Nobody was hurt.
Dr. Bowman may not have felt last night's earthquake.
Unfortunately, I did not feel the earthquake,
but the university seismograph did. Dr. Bowman usually has to go far to find them.
As a seismologist, I literally go all over the world chasing earthquakes.
These quakes hold a wealth of information for scientists.
An earthquake is how we test our hypotheses about how the earth works. Every time we learn from that, we get better at understanding what to do to prevent damage and loss of life in the next earthquake.
Earthquakes are rare in Spokane, but not impossible.
In the Spokane area, there's not a lot of tectonic activity. We did, of course, have an earthquake back in a few years ago on the Latah Fault.
That fault runs north to south and touches parts of Highway 195.
Well, you can see some signal of the Latah fault, the one that caused the earthquake a few years ago. And in our area, a lot of those structures you really see because that's where the creeks occur.
But don't be alarmed. The Latah Fault is no San Andreas. The risk for damage in our area is far less than western Washington and California. However, all earthquakes are unpredictable.
Every time an earthquake happens, it does something you don't expect, and you learn something new.
And for more information on earthquakes and the latest ones worldwide, you can visit earthquake.usgs.gov. They have a lot of good information on that website. Reporting on the Sky Deck, Kyle Simchuk, KXLY4 News.
All right, thank you, Kyle.